Tether dominance. What is the significance of watching this chart? Why do we care? Well, historically, this trend line going all the way back to 2018 has marked, each time it's been touched, has marked at least a local top, if not a final top. Here's November of 2021, right? February, March, April of 2021, right? Remember May, the massive drop in crypto, right? Look at the spike here, right? When this rises, crypto's falling. When it falls, crypto's rising. Look at our March high, right? That was, again, if we zoom in here, we hit it right off of it, right? Going all the way back to 2018. This is a significant diagonal line. Most diagonal lines we don't care of. Now, this is a linear chart on Tether dominance. So if your chart's a little different than this, you can go down to the right and you hit log scale and linear scale. So some analysts, one of the most famous that I know of that talks about this a lot is Ben Cowan. And he definitely points out that each time this is hit, it marks at least a local top. Now, why are we talking about this? I'm glad you asked. We're coming in hot to hitting this yet again. Is it going to hold this time and mark another local top? I don't think so. To be blunt, I think this is a different scenario than all other times. Why am I saying that? Well, the context of where we are in our rally, where we are in the cycle, and what's the blatant difference from now versus back here? Well, Tether dominance, by definition, is in a bear market. If we put on the Gaussian channel, this is a weekly chart, by the way, we are underneath the 200-week moving average. We are bearish after rejecting off the top of this channel, which was, in fact, a macro bear flag, right? This flagpole here, right? Look at the channel, bounce up. This is confirmation, which we talked about in our Patreon group a couple weeks ago, how we got that move out here, close back under the 200. Highly probable, we look at this in hindsight, and now here's the hindsight, that this is the start of phase 3. We've been talking about this for weeks in our Telegram alerts group. This is no surprise that we are now at 84K for Bitcoin. We are starting our phase after an 8-month consolidation. I just put out a Bitcoin video, like this is likely the start, right? And this is backing that up. We are now in a bear market for Tether dominance. And in my opinion, I would predict that this line no longer holds. We are going to break it this time. So if we are going to break it, and if we do in fact break it, and we're waiting for a close below there, right, below this wick, and ideally we would like to take out the lows, and I think we will do that as well at 4%, then we are in fact going to our, what I would call our final phase, phase 3 of the bull run. And the next lower, like if we break this, then what do we have to go off of? I'm glad you asked. Well, we have to go all the way back in history to look at some kind, and we can clean this up, right? Look at that. If we take off all the moving averages, take off the Bollinger Bands, right? The closing prices don't always hit it, but if you look at the wicks here, with wicks included, it's right on it, right? Give or take, right? Diagonal lines are very subjective, so I don't advise using them much, but something for the past 7 years that's worked out. Probably want to pay attention a little bit to that, especially since our last absolute top in crypto was right on it. But having said that, why do I think it's going to break this time? And where do we look below it? Well, bear market for Tether for the first time ever, right? This was the first time we've actually bounced off of it in a bear market. And again, from the flag formation here, right? This is a bear flag continuation. We're seeing the result of that right now. So the momentum is unlikely to stop us right where we are. We might get a hesitation here for a couple of weeks, maybe through the end of the year even, but would likely break through. And where do we look through that? We look for our macro crypto top, in my guess, sometime in 2025. I would say somewhere between this zone. So just south of 3%. Because if you look at the candles here, right, we're looking for previous range highs, kind of support resistance, and previous range lows. Same thing, similar vibes, right in that area. If it's my prediction, when and if we get to this box with Tether dominance, now this is also like almost no one's in Tether, right? Because you're in bear markets, you would go almost all to Tether, right? Save your money. But you want to go full risk on. once Bitcoin's climbing 5% per day, it's stupid to be holding this, right? So you get rid of it. Risk on assets, right? So in my opinion, once we get south of 3%, we need to start paying attention very big. Because I would predict that if that's March, July, or next December, whenever we hit somewhere in this area, I would predict we're very close to a macro top in crypto. So no matter what prices are, no matter how bullish your neighbors are or your grandma, if you see Tether dominance under 3%, it's probably best time to start packing our bags up or selling our bags to said grandma and neighbor, right? This is the spot. Especially if we break this line, everything's an if, right? No guarantees in crypto, no certainties, but uncertainty. But when we break 4%, new lows, this is going to send crypto skyrocketing. Once we get down in here, no matter how happy you are, no matter how exciting or how amazingly much higher your neighbor's saying it's going, I will be selling you my crypto right here. All right. So for what it's worth, remember this, reference it. I think it will come true. I do not think this will hold much longer. Whether or not it holds initially in the next couple of days to weeks, we don't know. But I think this will actually give way for the first time ever, or at least since 2018, right? Since it's been forming. And we're going to see an influx of capital coming in more than now, right? More than now. And we're going to see altcoins soar. It's going to be fantastic. But it's important to remember, this is our topping zone, somewhere in this area. Highly probable in my book. All right. That's that. Hopefully you learned something. If you've never seen anything like this before, maybe that's eye-opening. We'd love to show you more stuff like this in our private Telegram alerts group through Patreon. Try it out for a month. If you don't learn anything, you can just drop off. No big deal. A lot of people have been in there for years. Found a lot of value in it. I'll hope to see you there. To our quote and card of the day. Quote of the day. For Veterans Day here in America, in war, the heroes always outnumber the soldiers 10-1. Fantastic. Car of the day. Truck of the day. Military spec. H1 Hummer. Amazing. All right.